Welcome to another episode of Terrible Friend Podcast.
Episode 4.
You made it this far, and we're so proud of you.
Yes. I'm Scylla,
I'm Ty.
and as you can tell that we started video recording our episodes.
Yes.
We transferred over to YouTube
Mm-hmm.
from SoundCloud. We're going to bring over the other ones as well and link them in our playlist, but they're just going to have a photo
in
the background.
and some wonderful audio.
Yes. We transferred over because
we're poor.
Yes, we're poor. Can't afford SoundCloud anymore. They want to charge us money.
Yes.
We don't have money.
We do not have money.
So we came over here to upload for free. But we might change that in the future. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see where this goes. Right now we're just doing this for funsies.
For fun.
So, episode 4.
Yes.
We're going to be talking about being terrible siblings.
Ah.
Yes.
Nice. Okay. This was a surprise to me. I completely forgot.
I just looked at our notes.
Thanks.
So, the first thing I want to ask you, if you want to start off, Ty, is which order of sibling are you, and how many siblings do you have?
Okay, so counting from my dad, I'm the second because I have an older brother from a previous marriage. And then from my mother, I'm her first. But I've always felt like the first because my brother's in Haiti and he's not here. So that. So in total, it's 4 of us. My older brother, like I said, myself, my sister, and then my little brother, who's now bigger than me. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get rid of it, and it's not going away.
It's because we do this all the time.
All the time.
So,
Scylla,
older brother, yourself, younger sister, youngest brother. You're the oldest of 3 on your mother's side, but second oldest on your father's side. Got it. And
you?
I'm the middle.
Oh,
I'm straight in the middle.
Straight in the middle.
I have an older sister and a younger brother. So 1 of each.
Oh, this lady power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a very woman-centered household, I guess, because my mom raised us for the most part. Our dad had no custody, so our mom had full custody, so it was just her and us for the most part. So it was my little brother and then 3 other women in the house.
Yeah.
So people always said that's why they think he's gay.
Well,
they said it was our fault.
It can't be because it was a similar situation. My mom raised us, and my brother was the only boy in the house.
That happens.
He did
all
a lot
the time.
of fancy things as a child,
but I'm sure we all played dress up together, and maybe he found a wig and put it on once, but it doesn't make him turn gay. He's always been gay.
My grandfather lost it.
Did he see him?
Because he saw him with like heels on.
It happens.
You know those old cassette tapes?
Yes.
And you know how you can pull it and the tape comes out of it?
Why'd you call it an old cassette tape?
Okay. Because I'm aging myself. A cassette tape. Like the VHS cassette tapes.
So a VHS, not a tape.
Yeah.
No, those are 2 separate
No,
tapes.
I'm talking about the big one. The VHS like movie. He would take a movie and basically ruin it because he would pull the tape out of it and walk around with it like it was a purse.
I feel like most kids did that.
We did. And we played salon with like our shirts over our heads. And then we'd pretend like we were washing the hair. Like, hey girl. And we'd force him into it.
I always just pretended I was a nun. Because you take off your shirt and it's still on your head.
Yes.
And it's back.
Yeah.
I felt like a nun.
No comment.
That's normal. Right?
No.
That's normal.
Mm-mm.
Don't lie to me. No, wait. Lie to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you.
Absolutely normal. Hot mess.
Anywho. So yeah, family of 3. But I'm the middle. And, you know, we're used to having a family of three per se because that's all you were surrounded with growing up, even though you do have an older sibling that's in another country.
Basically.
You were just the oldest of those siblings.
In that house.
Yes. So now that we've got that squared away, what do you consider a good sibling?
The sad part is because I am such a terrible sibling, I'm trying to define that with my girls now because I don't know what that is. I feel like it's supposed to be as they're growing up, like that's your best friend, and you're supposed to care for them and you're supposed to look out for them. Kind of like how my 4-year-old is really like
momming your 2-year-old.
She swears that's her child.
2-year-old,
2-year-old. It's okay. We've been drinking. And I feel like that because they're so close in age that's where it's supposed to come into play.
Right.
And they're supposed to be close and be best friends. But like the difference between myself and my sister was a big 4-year gap.
4 years.
So our friends were not the same friends. We didn't hang out in the same circles. I was graduating from junior high. She was entering junior high, or I should say it from the
high
example
school.
of high school.
Same thing.
Freshman, I'm a senior. So it's just our dynamics weren't the same. My sister and my smallest brother, they're about a year apart. So you would think that they were closer. They shared a room together growing up. I didn't. But they fought all the time. Maybe that's because they were both, you know, one was a girl, one was a boy. But they did not have like a close enough relationship that I thought. And again, from previous episodes,
or now?
Both. But I grew up with being the oldest and all of this responsibility. So I can't say what is an example of a good sibling because I was their caretaker.
Wouldn't I'm cutting you off.
No, you're good.
I feel like that makes you a good sibling.
I don't feel like it does.
Because had you been less caring when you were left in the responsibility of having to take care of them, you could have just been fuck you guys and then walked out the door just the same.
I did. As we got older and I had a car.
As you got older, they could take care of themselves.
I was like, I'm out.
But when you needed to take care of them, were you there?
Yeah, I was there. I mean, feeding them, taking care of their whatever their needs are, whatever. But I felt like it was too much. And so when I did have the opportunity to leave, I dipped real fast.
They weren't your kids.
No, but I felt like that's also what made me a terrible sibling because when it was the pivotal time to be like an example to them for them, I wasn't present.
Well, I feel like that has to do with them being forced upon you as a child, where you had to take care of them. You had to have the responsibility because the parent wasn't around.
Yeah.
And put that responsibility on you. So maybe instead of, if you didn't have their caretaking forced onto you, maybe you would have had a better friendship type relationship with your siblings.
Maybe.
At the time.
It was, yeah.
But you're older now.
So our relationships have gotten better because we have similarities like children. Mm-hmm. Well, my brother doesn't have any children, but
your sister do.
My sister and I, we grew a little bit closer because we have children and we kind of commiserate together about our kids. Commiserate. And so it's just talking about those things. My brother has been a little bit more open recently, so our relationship has gotten a little bit better. But do we talk like I've heard other people talk about their siblings? No. Do we have like the stories that other people have in terms of like, you know, their trials and tribulations, or, you know, them talking to their older sister about their problems with their friends, or their big sister coming to beat up their friends? Nope. I was nowhere to be found.
You and him are 5 years apart.
He was like my child because he was so tiny.
Yeah.
And I felt like I had to take care of him. And not to say I didn't need to take care of my sister, but she was the princess in everybody's eyes. Like, you know, everyone liked her.
Me and my sister are 1.5 years apart. Ish. Me and my brother are 8 years apart. And he's 10 years apart from her, right? Or 9.5.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So that's her child. Straight out the womb. No?
Ew. Sorry. Rudy. So she was 10 when he was born? That's nasty.
I don't know. I'm just saying you're old enough to see like your mom go through pregnancy and all of that stuff. So you're basically living through that experience.
Yes, we changed his diapers. I have vivid memories of picking him up from daycare at preschool and elementary school and taking him home. And he was hanging out with me and my friends because I was like, I can't leave the house. I'm watching my little baby brother. So all my friends were at my house middle through high school because we had my little brother. They all grew up with him too. So he was, I guess, all my friends were familiar with my family because we were all watching my little brother together. So yeah, I don't know what a good sibling is. I would say a good sibling is a sibling that you can talk to about anything, and maybe they'll judge you a little bit, but even if they do judge you, they're gonna have your back.
Yeah.
If you're in a tough spot, they'll get your back. I feel like that's harder now that I'm married, because I feel like before, if my brother was like, "Hey, I have nowhere to live," I can't just say move in with me because I have to consult my husband.
Yeah.
And same thing with my sister. She comes with a child.
Yeah. That's a big one.
I know that if anything were to happen to my sister, and God forbid she was unable to take care of her daughter, or she passed away, that I would take care of her daughter. I'm sure that has to be written down somewhere.
It needs to be written down.
If it's not already, I have to talk to her. But I feel like a good sibling may be somebody who is willing to step up in that position and parent the child as if it was theirs.
Yeah. That's what I made a formal agreement with Felix before we got married, and I was like, at the time it was only my nephew, so it wasn't going to be that bad.
But now that's two.
Right. But I was like, God forbid something happens to my sister, know that we would need to take care of my nephew.
Oh yeah, I told Jonathan before
he's our
we got married. Yeah. I was like, coming to me. Yeah. Like, we're taking care of her. Yeah. We're her new parents if anything happens. And my sister's had that conversation with me, so I just have to see if she's written down.
She needs to write that down like yesterday.
Don't get a will. But yeah, I feel like that's part of a good sibling. But I could say that me and my sister were best friends growing up. We were like your 4-year-old and your 2-year-old because they are so close. We were 1.5 years apart, so I have bits and pieces of memories of us doing things together because my memory is not so good. No. But I know that we were really, really close growing up. As we got older, middle school, high school, we were two different people. Different interests, different types of friends. I did not like her friends. And she barely tolerated mine. Now that we're older, I think she's friends with my friends more than I'm friends with my friends. Because I swear to God, they talk on a more continuous basis than I do because I'm shit at communication, but she's
excellent.
She's great at it.
Yeah, of
course. We got in fist fights in high school.
You and your sister?
We were not cool anymore. We beat each other up. And she moved out Mm-hmm. And then I moved out, and then she moved back, and our relationship was getting better. And then when we were both out of the house, I think we grew stronger, started getting closer again. When she had my niece, I feel like my niece definitely solidified a stronger bond because she's sending updates about my niece all the time, pictures and planning hangout dates, and anytime she has a birthday or whatever, helping planning the baby shower. Yeah. Oh my gosh, so much stuff. Babies are exhausting.
Girl, I know.
I don't even have one. But she started, it's her doing, it really is, because I'm not good at this, but she started reaching out more.
Probably she's forcing you to communicate.
It was like monthly, then weekly. I think I talked to her almost every single day.
Oh, that's good.
And if I don't answer her FaceTime or her text or her phone call, she's blowing my shit up like, why do you hate me? You're the worst. Fuck you. I'm like, yes.
Do you know how bad it would be if she moved here?
She'd be in my house.
Yeah, no. She'd be at your job. I called you 3 times.
Why didn't you pick up my phone call?
I love it though.
Is there something wrong?
Yeah.
Did something happen? Are you in the hospital? No. Then why didn't you pick up my phone call?
Absolutely no excuse.
You make shit all the time. She always be sending me TikToks about like when you call your sister, she doesn't pick up her FaceTime call.
Hilarious.
But half the time I think it's because I have an old ass phone and I need a new one.
Yeah, well, we've had this discussion before.
Yes. I have the XR. It's I think about 5 years old now, which is past its prime for iPhones.
Listen, Apple's about to cut you off, girl, of updates.
Well, Apple needs to go ahead and lower the price of their phones so I can buy a new one.
Yeah, well, that's not gonna happen. Ugh. Sorry. Anywho,
yeah.
That got off topic real quick.
Sorry.
It's okay. Do you feel
by my brother? We do not talk.
Oh, you don't talk at all.
I love him. Do. Oh yeah, I'll talk to him.
Yeah.
I have nothing wrong with my brother, but after I left the house, like for college and then like doing my own thing, once every 3 months, maybe we'll text or get a phone call. Hey, you're alive? Oh, cool. How's everything? Oh, great. Love you. If I see him, we're good, Like nothing ever happened. We hang out. No issues with each other. We're just both really bad at communication.
You're just alike.
We're just similar in that aspect. My dad's the same way. My mom will be texting the group chat with like random pictures of flowers in her garden, like on a daily basis. My dad, like I'll get a text from him and be like, oh shit, the last time we texted was a month ago. I should probably call my dad.
He's like, I'm still here.
He's like, I forgot to call you. I was like, me too.
Here we are, being more alike than we thought.
But yeah, me, my dad, and my brother are definitely really bad communication. So we were not close per se with gossip and hanging out, personal relationships growing up. But I'll still ask him. He'll still tell me about his details.
Yeah.
If we ever get to it. Now that I have a husband who plays video games and a brother who plays video games, I feel like I have more conversations with my brother because he's on the headset with my husband playing video games.
Got it. So it's not really your relationship, it's your husband's relationship with your brother.
I'm a good sibling vicariously through my husband.
Got it.
He's a good brother-in-law. Making me a better sister.
Yeah. Yeah. Kudos to the hubby.
Yeah. I feel bad about it sometimes. I feel bad about a lot of things sometimes, obviously, but I feel like I should be talking to my brother as much as I'm talking to my sister. Because why am I talking to one more than the other? I don't love them differently. We're just closer growing up with my sister than I was with my brother.
You know what it is that I only know this, well, obviously growing up and being the oldest, but seeing that my kids are completely different personalities. and some just don't mix. Like my youngest is not the greatest at being with my oldest. Just let's go potty. And she's like, no, not with her. Like, no, back, back away. From me. But my oldest is like in love with her. But, you know, she just like rebukes her, like, get away from me, Satan.
Because your middle and your youngest are closer
like
in age.
The closer, yeah, they are like two peas in a pod. So I only imagine that because they're so close in age, like they're gonna be the gossip queens together. They're gonna be the ones getting into trouble together. Oh Lord,
you still have time.
I'm sorry. I needed a moment of prayer. I saw their future for a second, and
you have time. You have time.
Woo! Got really hot. Anyways,
it's probably the wine.
It's probably hell. I'm just creeping up on me, Lord. I'm not gonna make it. Anyways, I feel like they're gonna have an amazing relationship together, driving us crazy. But at least they'll be together on the train.
Yeah.
You and your sister through whatever. Your sister knows your heart. She knows who you are, and I think that's why she kind of gives you a little shit about contacting and communicating with her, is because she's like, you are such an amazing person, but I just need to I need to grab it. And that's kind of, dang, that's how I was with you. Cause this is why I know. We would always have conversations. You would say minimal information about your past and then find a way to slyly get out of the conversation before it turns back to you. Like it's 3 or 4 people talking together, and then she's like, I'm just gonna exit left. And I'm like, come here.
This has been fun.
I'm like, no, I peeped that you finagled your way out of this conversation. We're gonna talk, and you're gonna tell me what's going on with you.
Yeah. Gross.
I had to force you into a relationship with me. Ha!
As most of my friends have done.
Sad because I just realized that I'm more like my husband than I thought. He forces upon a relationship.
It's a introvert thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which for an introvert, you got a little bit extrovert in you.
He has extroverted me. I think your husband's more introverted than he is. Like, if yes in the right environment, he's thriving as being an extrovert. Mm-hmm. But in normal circumstances, when he's not comfortable, dang, I'm talking about your husband like I know him. I do. He is introverted. He's just like not minimal things he's gonna say if it doesn't spark his interest. Mm-hmm. My husband, however, is the social butterfly of the year, and will talk to everybody about everything. Therefore, I have to find ways to get out of conversations because sometimes it's too much.
I do that on a daily basis with almost all of our coworkers.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, I gotta send that email. Wow, it's been nice.
Time for me to go.
We'll talk later. Run away. I wonder how that looked on camera. Oh God. Ugh. Anyways,
this is so new for us, so like, apologize. We barely look at the camera.
We don't know what we look like.
I don't even know if we're still recording, but this is great.
Other times I feel like I'm a terrible sibling are when I guess more when my niece was still to this day was growing up and I was missing life moments. Like when she graduated kindergarten and you know they had their cute little gown and their cute little hat and they do their little diploma walk out of kindergarten and I couldn't make it.
But you also are like states away.
And does that make me a bad sibling if I don't prioritize it and get my ass over to kindergarten graduation?
Picky too.
Yeah. What about every birthday? Should I be there? usually the ones that matter. Obviously, when she's older, our age, she's not going to be having birthday parties that she's going to invite Titi to.
No, but she can also like plan getaways to be like on the summer I'm gonna go and spend time with my Titi at her house. Yeah.
Be like cool wine auntie.
Don't tell your mom I gave you wine today.
We're going to the pool and drinking.
That one.
I don't know.
You still have time to make an impression.
I hope we have a good relationship when she's older. She's just like my fucking sister. Just like her. Well, I don't know. She looks just like her. She has some attributes, but she has some of me too, I think.
A lot of you. All the videos I've seen of this girl, I'm like, you sure that's not yours?
I love her so much.
Oh.
But I do feel guilty about not being there all the time. I hope that she still wants to have a close relationship with me as she grows up.
Yeah.
You are in close distance to your niece and nephew.
Yeah, but I don't see them that often.
What do you consider that often?
I avoid them like because it's so many kids in my house. It's not any offense to them. I think they're great.
5 kids is a lot of kids.
That 5 kids in one place is a lot, and I don't always plan like getaways and let's go do this or let's run to the park kind of thing. So they're just running around the house. But I don't think that I've made the impact on the kids in comparison to how my children see my sister. Does that make sense? Like they're like Tati, and they're so excited to see her, and they're like running up because she's super freaking creative and I'm not. Like comes up with mastermind things to do when it's Christmas time. She's like, I bought all these graham crackers and things that we're gonna make houses together, and everybody's gonna have fun. And like every time she comes over, she has like all these fun things to do. And I told her, I was like, look, I'm not saying anything because I'm a mom, but sometimes you kind of shit as a parent, but you're an amazing aunt. And she said it back to me too, because she was like, you're right. I was like, you're an amazing aunt because you come in and you just save the day. Like you come up with activities, you make sure that the kids are like, you make their snacks really cool. I'm just like, I gave you survival food, okay? And we're just gonna like maybe play for 5 minutes, and I'm tired, so watch yourselves, and I'm gonna go take a nap. Like, and so I think, yeah, everybody's good. Great, I'm out. So the way that like when I walk into the house and I see my niece and nephew and they're like, hey Tati, and they like walk by, it makes me feel some type of way like in my gut, and I was like, dang, I messed up as an aunt. They don't even like me like that. Most times they're more excited to see my husband than they are me.
He lights up the room.
Whatever. Anyways, so I feel some type of way, but then kind of in the same way that you're like, as a sister, you kind of have your social things, and those jeopardize your relationship with your sister. It's kind of like the same way that those social hangups cause me to jeopardize the relationship with my niece and nephew. Even though, in a weird way, well, I don't know, I'd have to have her speak. So comment, my niece, who's in New York, she actually likes the relationship that she has with me. It's minimal, but she likes the fact that I check in or communicate. But she's also like 21.
She's older.
She's much older.
She probably can relate to you more than your little baby niece and nephew.
She can. But like, I love my nephew. He's so good.
But also your niece is a little bougie.
That's what I was gonna get to. My nephew is amazing. He's super helpful. He's like energetic. He's like, Tati, what do you need? Like, he's there. And then if I make food, he's like 2 plates in. He's like, oh, Tati, this was so good. My niece is boo to the G. Okay, bougie, bourgeois. Good. Okay, if that girl doesn't have exactly shrimp scampi to the side with a lobster biscuit,
girl, the dinner that you went to,
girl, oh my god,
she ordered her own
like shrimp cocktail. for herself, okay?
Bowl.
Like a whole huge bowl of ice with shrimp all around and the
just for her.
And she was like, I don't really like it, you know. I was like, girl, I can't. No.
You don't eat this spaghetti and meatballs
girl,
like the rest of these kids.
I mean, I'm not a bad cook at all. And I remember one morning I was working, this one I was working like overnight. So she came over during the day and she was like, Tussie, can I have some eggs? I said, yes, girl. I was about to make me some eggs. So, girl, let me make you some eggs. I make some good eggs, okay? And I made the eggs and I was like, I tasted it myself. I was like, that's fire. This one was a good batch, right? This is good. She was like, ew, it's nasty.
Because I had pepper?
No.
What?
I didn't even put pepper, okay? Just because she just didn't like it.
You probably had to drown it in cheese or something.
Girl, it's not even that. The girl is bougie. That's not what she wanted. She said she wanted eggs, but she probably wanted a French toast. You know, something fancy.
You know, she probably wanted like eggs Benedict, or like she's like scrambled.
Ah, preposterous! I need an omelet. Yeah, like she's that bougie. When we went to that restaurant,
yeah,
she had her whole like tea girlfriend hat, like, you know, going to a tea party. We were going to dinner, ma'am. Okay, and my husband was like, she is too bougie for me. I don't even want to sit next to her. I would make it look like
she's shorter than you, but she looked down at her nose at you. Even though
she would be like, disrespectful. Don't sit next to me. You were dirty, even though you just washed yourself. Dirty. Okay. She's that bougie. I love her to death. That's my little twin. Everybody thinks that this is my child. Love her. But the bourgeoisie does not work in my house when I carry what food I have and what toys I have, and those things aren't good enough for her. These toys were from 1992. I can only play with toys from 2025.
So, do you think the relationship with your niece and nephew correlates with your relationship with your siblings? Like, do you have to be on a great DT level to have that good relationship with your siblings? Be a good sibling?
No, I feel like I have to put more of a front for them than I do my siblings. The only difference is, like, my sister and I are pretty good with communication. Well, let me phrase it this way. She's good at telling me her stuff, and I just listen. I try not to provide any feedback because you realize in any relationship that you have, there's people that you expressively give your feedback and they take it and receive it. And there's people that will legit not listen to anything that you say and defend themselves.
Trash.
Right. So I know that my sister has gone through her trials and tribulations.
She just vents to you.
Yes, it's venting. So I listen and I listen. I don't consult. I don't tell you anything else because it's not my place. And I also feel like because I was a bad sister from the very beginning, I have no place to speak now.
Oh.
So I have no grounds to stand on because the foundation of our relationship, and we also had a really bad tiff years before.
So you're still kind of healing from that.
Yeah. So it's been rough because it was a bad relationship that I was in that caused and propelled a bad relationship with both my siblings. So we're still healing from it.
All right, the narcissist that
the
you were
narcissist. Right.
The narcissist.
He tainted my relationship, whatever existing relationship I did have with my siblings. That got wiped away. Basically my family, not even my siblings.
Yeah, because the narcissist, when I was with one, I didn't talk to my family, my siblings. My sister would call me, I would not pick up. And because I wasn't reaching out to people at the time, I didn't talk to my brother. I didn't talk to my mom or dad very often. Once a month, maybe, to make sure I was alive.
Yeah.
That was it. He made me push everybody away. And I did.
Yep.
Because he got me.
Yep. They do that.
But yeah, I can see that affecting
your relationship.
Yeah, with your siblings.
Yeah. Well, again, it's my entire family.
Yeah.
Because this was propelling into problems that my family members felt like they had against my now husband. That sounds weird, but my husband, because they felt like that it was as if I was getting into a relationship with another narcissist, and I was like, this is far from it.
It's not the same thing.
I healed ever so much to.
Sorry, I got distracted. I just noticed that my ring is not on my ring finger. I put it on my on the wrong finger this morning when I was waking up.
Fix it. Fix it. Did you put your hand up and see it?
Yes. I'm done. I was like, la 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 la. Now that I'm married, wait.
You're not.
It's on the wrong finger. Oops. Let me just fix this real quick. My God, I can't function in the morning.
It's okay. Do you have coffee?
No.
That's why. Let's blame it on the lack of coffee.
But now I'm drinking wine.
Yeah.
Still not awake.
No, but it woke you. It gave you a wokeness. To your ring being on the wrong finger.
I'm done with you. Anywho, one of the other questions I wanted to ask was, how much do you know about your siblings? But how much also should you know? Similar to being a terrible friend. You know how we talked about not knowing where your friends work, but knowing what they do, sort of a semblance of what they do for work. I don't know where my sister works. She's probably told me. In fact, she's probably sent me the job description for the exact company. I've already forgotten. I didn't write it down. Got it. I know my brother doesn't have employment right now. I know what his previous job was. I don't know what the name of the company was. I don't know if he's seeing anybody. I mean, I'll find out eventually.
Yeah.
Mostly because he still lives with my mom. So if my mom knows, she'll tell me, and then I'll bug him about it. Like, so you've been dating someone and didn't tell me? All up in his business. But he'll tell me a friend's name, and I'll try my best to remember the consistent ones, but I can't remember all of them. My sister will tell me too, coworkers' names. I try to remember the names of her coworkers so I can stay on top of the stories that she tells me about her day or the drama going on. I don't know what her job title is. I don't know all her friends' names. I remember the main ones from high school that she still has contact with every now and then.
You want to feel better?
What?
I don't know anything. First off, my sister's in that limbo right now, so she's not employed, but she's employed kind of thing, like doing
she's
contract stuff. So in terms of coworkers,
she
almost doesn't exist. My brother has 3 jobs. You think that I know which job he has, what company he works for? Nothing. That guy lives a secret life, okay? Completely secret. We didn't know about his girlfriends till he was like a year in.
Do you ask?
No, because it's not my business.
Does he provide the information and you just don't remember?
So, no, it's not the case. So because we had so many like altercations and stuff with family or whatever, our disagreements with my relationship with my husband, that I went like 2 years without going to their house. So I never had any information about who said such person was seeing.
Was it no contact or just you didn't visit?
It was all
no contact.
Because my mom would try to tell me the tea, but because I wasn't talking to her, I wasn't going to get the tea.
Got it.
Because my mom would be like, did you see his new girlfriend? She's ugly. You know? Or something like that. Or she's so very nice. She came and she gave me presents and She eventually did start telling me stuff, but my brother was very like secretive about who his partners were.
Secretive. So he didn't say anything.
Yeah, but I kind of blame that on me too, because I was just like,
you went no contact.
No, the secretive part about living a whole secret life, that's me. That was me.
So wait, you did it. So he copycatted almost.
And like to the nth degree. Like he went farther than I've ever dreamed to go secretive. Okay. Like no one knows where he goes. No one knows who he sees. He'll be gone and say he's on a trip work wise and his job never sent him there, but he's out with somebody else. We don't know who this person is.
So he's just lying, is what you're saying.
He is just mysteriously disappearing. But again, it's not my business. You're a grown person. You're going to do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
That's your business. And the same way that I kind of don't divulge the ins and outs of my relationship with my husband, I don't feel like I'm obligated to know the ins and outs of your relationship unless you feel comfortable to confide in me.
Right. I'm not grilling my brother about where he's going with who, when, what, where, why. I'm not his mom.
Yeah.
Do I want to make sure he's safe?
Yes.
Yeah, I want to make sure he's surrounding himself with people who, will elevate him or not get him into trouble. That he's at a job that's not toxic.
Yeah.
Or, where he's going in life, if he's doing anything. But, I'll put my suggestions in. Like, maybe you could try this if you're feeling like it. I could help do this for you if you need assistance with that. But I'm not going to push him to do anything or make him give me the nitty-gritty details. We have to watch Nacho Libre so you can get all my quotes.
I know.
But I agree. I don't feel like it's my place not my place, but like I don't have to know all those things.
Yeah.
I have to know the ins and outs of every relationship you've ever been in. But if you want advice, call me.
Yeah.
Text me. I'm here.
Same. What other question do we have? No? Okay. We want your advice or, questions on how maybe we can delve into this more. I think that collectively, I don't think we're terrible siblings. I think we were terrible siblings and we're trying to figure it out now, which is good.
I feel like I don't know how to explain it, but like we know that we're not the best at communication. So because we have that thought in our heads, we try to be more present, slightly more available to talk about things with our siblings if they choose to do so, if they want that.
But it's also different in the fact that our siblings are younger than our parents. And our parents grew up in a generation where they communicated. That was their form of like whatever. They don't have Facebook. They don't have text messages. Like you literally depend on a phone call.
You had to stay in touch.
Yeah. And so they don't understand, but our siblings understand because they're in that generation of like a quick text is a communication. It's letting me know that you're alive. Whereas my mom is still good with like text messages, but like my husband's side of the family, because they're much older, they're not good with text messages.
Yeah, call.
Like you could send a text, they'll text back, but they don't. That was not a form of communication.
Conversation.
Yeah,
just like you haven't called me. I texted you, but you haven't called
me. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, my siblings right now. My sister, like I said, we talk, but my brother and I mostly we just send each other Instagram reels as a form of communication.
It's a relationship. It's a semblance of a relationship.
I feel like it's more than it used to be, though. I used to try to figure out what app he was using the most.
Yeah.
Was it Snapchat? Was it Instagram? Because he wouldn't answer my texts. But if I DM'd him on Instagram, he would instantly reply.
See? But that's you being a good sibling. You're trying to find something that interact, because again,
once every 3 months.
Yeah. You find something that he likes and he feels like is his form of communication, and you met him on that.
Yeah.
That counts as a good sibling.
But I'm also the last to know anything. So like my mom or my sister will text me, "Did you know?" Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, no.
Also not close.
Nobody ever fucking told me, so no, I don't know these things.
I'm so angry about it. It's not that bad. It's not like you live up the street where you can see a lot of the stuff that happens. Even though my family is like 20, 30 minutes from here, they're still far enough for me not to know everything that pops off over there.
Well, that's because they're all together.
Yes.
They share most information. They're actually bad at communicating in the same household, which is what you said.
Yeah, but they still, like, my dad was telling me my mom got into a fender bender. I would have known had I not spoken to him. She wasn't going to tell me.
She didn't call you or nothing?
No. Like, yo, I got hit. I'm good, though. Like, no, nothing. So, you know?
Yeah. That every accident my little brother's ever been in.
You know.
I figured it out eventually.
Yeah. Exactly.
My sister would be the one to text me about it. Not even my mom. Maybe because my mom's in the moment. Like, she's helping him, calling him. But she'll text my sister, and then my sister will text me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, God. There we go again. Mm-hmm.
Hilarious.
I don't know. I still feel terrible.
Pish posh.
Pish posh, my gosh.
Do you think we're terrible? Do you think that we're terrible siblings?
What makes a good sibling?
What does make a good sibling? Have you been a good sibling? Or have you been terrible? And if you have been terrible, please tell us why.
Yeah. What makes a bad sibling? I already know, partially. But also, does you not having a close relationship with your older brother, does that make him a bad sibling? Are you a bad sibling? Or just it makes you...
It makes me terrible because there is WhatsApp.
Yeah, but those are the circumstances that were given to you. If you weren't brought up as a child to be close with that sibling, does that mean you have to be as an adult? Should you have a relationship with this stranger that's also your blood?
By my family standpoint, my father's family,
yes,
1,000%. But they don't know the stuff that I went through with him at the beginning of our relationship, and that I'm a little hesitant to have a close binding relationship with him. So, yeah.
All right. Tell us what you think.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, you want us to elaborate on anything that we talked about,
DM us, ask some questions.
DM, comment,
email.
Terrible Friend Podcast.
Wow.
Terrible Friend Podcast at gmail.com.
Thank you so much.
We're going to link it down below in the comment section.
Yeah. Let us know. And if you like us being on YouTube and seeing our beautiful faces, let us know too.
Like, subscribe, all the things. Tell us if you think that we should do something different.
Like our hair and put on makeup and dress up.
I'm not doing it. I refuse. How does my double chin look? Tell me. Don't tell me. I'll cry.
She will cry.
Okay, love you. Bye.